cookie friends, welcome back to Lights Camera Cookies. Thank you so much for being here with us today. My name is Larissa and this is my friend
Hank.
And we bring you some really cool cookie decorating videos. We want to show you how to make a really cool cookie, something that you don't see every day, show you how to make it, and then talk about the topic. Now many of our cookies just so happen to be Disney themed, and today for Valentine's Day.
Wait! What?
For Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is in a few days.
This is Halloween. Look! You have a skull!
Today we're going to be talking about
this isn't Halloween?
People from Halloween Town.
I'm confused.
From The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Why did you say something? Oh, look at that!
This is the cookie we're going to be making, and it is based off
Oh my gosh, that's a big cookie.
And it's based off of this Disney pin. So, we're going to get right to showing you how we make these cookies. Come on back and talk about Jack and Sally, these two lovebirds. And we will be right back with you, cookie friends. Enjoy watching this cookie.
Let's go!
Okay, so we're going to start off with the heart. And I had dyed a really cool purple color, which I always tell you guys, always make the color a little bit lighter because it does dry a lot darker the next day, which is exactly what happened to this cookie, the purple part of the cookie, but it was okay. I still made do. And then I let that set for a few minutes and then came in and I outlined and filled that half circle part of the cookie, and you use your scribe tool to blot out any imperfections or pop any bubbles and push all the icing to the side. Put some sprinkles on that purple part once it dried, and I popped a picture of the pin into my projector. And I started to, exactly what it looks like I'm doing, I started to trace it. And there's the pin. I started to trace all of the details here. So, you know, Jack's head was white, Sally's head is that blue. I will outline the eyes, you know, doing her hair. Now this icing is coming through an extremely small hole in the piping bag because I need the tiniest detail work. So I also didn't want to make the icing too runny and too thin because it'll actually, how like dark the background color is, if it's too thin, the background color will actually start to bleed through this really light color. So I made it a little bit stiffer, so it is a lot of work to try to get it out of the piping bag, but it's totally worth it here. Alright, so I'm using that scribe tool to, you know, make this icing look as perfect as possible. Now I'm going to go over here and start to outline that J and the S. And if you notice, I didn't want to go right in and fill Sally's hair because I didn't want that blue and the red to bleed into each other. I didn't want to put the black of Jack's eyes in yet because I didn't want that black and the white to bleed into each other. So I actually did that the following day. I just wanted to be 100% sure that there was not going to be any bleeding. So I'm going to fill in the bats that I just outlined. And this is actually the next day. I wanted to really make sure I gave it enough time. And I had a silver paint that you can see that just covers up that dark gray so nicely. So I painted the J and the S silver to match what's on the pin. And I actually gave it a few coats of that. I also outlined the cookie itself with that silver paint. And then now that I know I had enough time for this blue and the red to touch, I'm going to come in and put in Sally's hair. And again, that is a thicker icing, so you can actually see I'm just going, you know, straight up and down, trying to fill that in. And I'm actually going to go back over it to put some more dimension into the hair. So I'm going to fill in the whites of her eyes. And I'm just going to pop that with the scribe tool to pop any bubbles that might happen after it's filled. I'm going to put in the black of Jack's eyes. Put on his little bow tie. Very cute bat bow tie he's got going on here. And that actually extended out past the cookie, so I made a little bit extra room over there on the actual cookie to accommodate for that bow tie. And I'm going to come back into Sally's hair and I'm going to put some real detail. So you can see there's actual lines. Rather than it being flat like what's on the pin, I wanted to make it have some dimension on the cookie. And I'm going to come back in and continue painting that bat. Really pretty silver. And I'm going to touch up the J and the S one more time to make sure there's no more black showing through. And I'm going to mark where Sally's eyeballs will be, and I'm going to mark where Jack's nostrils will be. And here's where I ran into some trouble, y'all, some really big trouble. I was not getting this guy's mouth proper at all. So I chose to keep this in the video to show you that number one, no, what I do is not perfect. And number two, it's okay to make mistakes. And number three, here's how you fix them. So, you know, putting Sally's eyelids, some dimensional eyelids. So there's, you know, some dimension to that. I'm going to outline, give her some eye makeup. There's her nose. You know, Sally was looking pretty good. But Jack, poor Jack, gave her lips over there. So Jack, I actually said, you know what, I can't fix this anymore. I definitely made a mistake with his mouth. It's like up way too high on his head. And you can see I'm still just working on Sally, giving her some final artistic touches and details. And yeah, poor Jack, I actually just went in and I scraped out his mouth. You can take your scribe tool so now that icing's dry. I really scraped out his mouth, brushed off the dust with a paintbrush, and I drew his mouth exactly where it should have been. And now I came right back in and I filled what I just scraped, and I used my paintbrush to smooth that out. And then I said, you know what, this is still looking like a mess, so let me do something really cool and let me refill his entire skull. And now what's going to happen is the mouth and the nostrils will be inset, which is actually cooler than the original design I had wanted in the first place. So now he matches Sally's dimension. So guys, that was Bob Ross at his finest, proving to us that happy little accidents do exist. Alright, so I just came back in here for some final paint touches for Sally. And I was really happy. And let me tell you, this cookie really gave me a run for my money over here. I've never made so many mistakes with a cookie before. I don't know why. I really love these characters and I feel like I got nervous. I really wanted to do them justice. And I think I did it, but it was definitely an effort. Guys, what did you think? Now I gotta tell you, based on what you saw from the video, you will see that I had a few slight snags with this cookie.
That was a big one.
It's huge. So I want to point out how I made this cookie. You can see
Straighten it out.
You can see the back. I actually pieced together a heart and half a circle, and it actually broke on me. So I glued it back together with our glaze icing. So that works like a charm. You can, if your cookie breaks, just remember you can always glue it back together with your glaze icing.
It falls apart like Sally. Have to
really
sew it back
does.
together.
So I did have quite a few snags with this, but you know, it was like we Bob Rossed it, guys. We made some happy little accidents into something even cooler than I thought. I hope you can see.
Pretty cool.
That.
Should pop up a picture.
Yeah, I'll pop up a picture.
People are tired of the out of focus cookies.
I really hope that you liked that. And yeah, this is the pin. And like I said, Hank and I are some big Disney pin fans. So for anyone who wants to nerd out with us.
Did you take that off my board?
Sure did. This is
What?
a limited edition.
What the fuzz?
300.
That's right. You can't just touch whatever you want on my
From
board.
the Hollywood Studio Store. And speaking of pins, we this was my other contender for the cookie I was going to make.
That's another one off my board.
Limited edition 3000, but look at how cool this is.
I know, it was on my board.
Post a picture, but it's a little love letter of Jack and Sally, and then you open it up.
What's it say?
It says, "We're simply meant to be."
Oh, tagline.
What a beautiful pin. So on ohmydisney.com, you should go head on over there and check it out. They ranked some Disney lovebirds out of 15.
Wait.
Yeah.
Who was first? Who got the #1 spot?
Who do you guys think is first? Probably right is Carl and Ellie from Up.
Oh! Just so sad.
There's no one. It's
so
beautiful.
Sad.
No, they are correct. Carl and Ellie, #1. #2.
Wasn't she only in it for like 20 minutes?
Hank.
That's sad.
Oh my God.
We didn't even get to know her.
#2.
We saved up and we didn't get to go anywhere.
Tangled. So Rapunzel and... What is the matter with you?
What? That's what happened.
#2, we have Tangled. So Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, I could see how the relationship developed. The smolder. That's #2.
On my smolder.
And #3 was, my first guess was Beauty and the Beast. Very good choice.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was
So
good.
we've got Jack and Sally here at the bottom of the list, coming in at number 14.
What?
So yeah,
What?
I'm actually...
People will have a fit when they hear about that. 14?
All the
All the
words.
Hot Topic fans are going to be so mad about
We know.
that. Yeah.
So let me just say, I understand why Jack and Sally are at the bottom of the list. I do understand why. I'm glad they're on the list, but I understand why they're at the bottom.
No.
Yeah.
Wrong.
And I kind of feel
Wrong.
like they're more towards the bottom because you don't really see a relationship develop.
Oh, here we go.
Right, with like Beauty and the Beast, like you saw them, like they met. That
movie was just over an hour long. How much development could they have?
That's what I'm saying. Like there wasn't that much development. So my take on their relationship is I don't know, based on the movie, how much interaction they had before. I don't know. Why do I say that? Because like Sally was locked up with the doctor who made her, and she would try to escape. And she escaped 3 times, and she'd like poison the doctor with deadly nightshade. And
You are killing Valentine's Day.
wait, hang on. So that's why I'm led to believe that it's not like she was out like hanging out.
Can't you just let them love?
She wasn't like hanging out with Jack because she's escaping from the doctor who made her with his own hands. So I don't think she was like out enough to hang out with Jack. So then how would Jack really know her too well? So when
Jack's like the mayor. Well, not really the mayor, but he's like the head person.
Right.
He knows all of like the 20 people that live in Halloween Town.
No, I get it, but like, so in the beginning when Jack's, you know, all sad about, I'm so bored with Halloween and blah, 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 and he's in the cemetery and he's like doing his thing.
All right, we're not giving a full recap here.
And Sally comes in and she's just watching him from afar. It's like, okay, I kind of get it because like Jack is feeling trapped in Halloween and Sally's feeling trapped because she's with the doctor.
And she wanted to jump his bones. Ha ha!
That is not a lie. I think that was true.
That's right.
But Jack wasn't like paying her any attention, so it wasn't until the end, and like, I mean, Sally's over here like, oh, Jack, be careful, Jack. I had a premonition, be careful.
She was like a wallflower shy.
Right,
She
and
was
then-
so shy, that's why you didn't see her.
But then Jack's like, Sally, I'd like you to make me my costume. And she
Well,
did. And
everybody had a job.
I know, but I'm saying it wasn't
Think you had like a romantic feelings about those 2 witches?
And then like Sally gave him the basket that she dropped down.
Yeah, and the
I don't know.
fish.
I wasn't feeling the love connection. Then it wasn't until the end when Sally comes in with her leg, you know, trying to save Santa and Jack from Oogie Boogie's clutches.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie was crazy.
Then I
about
think
that.
Jack was like, you idiot.
Oh, tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle.
If you know what we're
was
talking
really
about,
weird.
you're our people and we love you for that. And it
Gotta
wasn't,
have that one on repeat.
it wasn't
Tickle,
till,
tickle, tickle.
it wasn't
tickle,
till
tickle.
the end that
Weird.
Jack was like, oh shoot, this girl Sally, she's really something. And then at the end it's snowing and everything's great and they kiss each other. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if you listened to the album, the last song on the Nightmare Before Christmas album is the epilogue that kind of tells you what happens at the end. It's narrated by Patrick Stewart, in case you didn't know that. So I'm going to go through this, you know, not as beautifully as Mr. Stewart. But this is how it ends. And so you know that Jack and Sally were simply meant to be. And finally, everything worked out just fine. Christmas was saved, though there wasn't much time. But after that night, things were never the same. Each holiday now knew the other one's name. And though that one Christmas things got out of hand, I'm still rather fond of that skeleton man. So many...
Patrick Stewart is?
Well, Santa. So many years later, I thought I'd drop in, and there was old Jack, still looking quite thin, with 4 or 5 skeleton children at hand, playing strange little tunes in their xylophone band.
What?
What I'm trying to say is Jack and Sally had some skeleton babies. What do you think they look like?
So many questions.
Well, anyway,
Ah.
so now you know that they were simply meant to meet. They got married and they had some babies. They had some babies, y'all. And
Wait a minute.
yeah.
What do you think, since Jack found all the lands, what do you think Valentine's Day land looked like?
What did
You think it's a
look
bunch of like cupids running around naked, shooting arrows? I love you. Make me some chocolates.
Imagine it was red and pink and white, and I would think that it's all the little cupids shooting arrows down onto Earth.
This is why you're gonna be alone tomorrow night.
Trying to
You think
set
too
people
much
up.
about this stuff.
You're the one who asked the question, Hank.
I'm a puppet. Nobody cares. Hey, you want to come over for Valentine's Day and we'll talk about what Valentine's Day land is gonna look like?
Hank, why are you being sour right now? Is it because you're alone for Valentine's Day? Is that what's going on? Because you're being a little sour.
I am anti-V-Day.
Since when? I thought for sure
No
you'd
one
like
responded. No one.
it. I don't understand.
Oh, well, you're not on localpuppets.com. You gotta see the puppets that are out there.
You want to show us pictures or something?
No.
Well, you have to. I mean, they want to know. Show us. Show
No.
us. Show us.
No. Okay, show. I'll look away.
Okay. Well, here's... Oh.
Are you looking?
I am.
Don't look too much at them.
Hank, I'll be your Valentine's for Valentine's Day. We're besties.
Cause we're both alone? It's so awesome to have somebody you know who's also as sad and pathetic as you. Could we order heart-shaped pizza? Could we eat chocolate?
Sure, Hank. I really hope that you enjoyed watching how this super awesome cookie was made.
That looks so cool.
Right?
Love
Really?
it first bite.
Oh, I love it first bite. They're simply meant to be, you guys, and I'm so glad you were here for this episode. So, before we end this video, we'd like you to like and subscribe and hit the
ding!
for notifications. We want to give a really cool shout out to Girl Scout Troop number 98081.
We know them!
We do know them. Thank you for
guys.
letting us come to your Girl Scout troop
Yes.
and showing you how to make cookies and
Great job
showing
on all
off
those
your
cookies.
puppets. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, and we will see you next time. Cookie friends, happy Valentine's Day. We love you all.
Day! All right, let's get some chocolate in the movie. Let's go! I want to cry!
It is.
Oh, crap! He did it again! Stay out of the frame!
Hi, Cookie.
Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Stop.
Sorry, we're not in sync today.
That's twice you've slipped. What does he say? You've
You
slipped me, deadly
What?
nightshade. Sally.
Sally!
Nothing's more suspicious than frog's breath until you try it.
Hey, guess what?
What?
You know, Jack had a bunch of teachers in school of skeletons.
Yeah?
One was humorous, the other was very sternum. Ha ha! Wait!
Christmas
Chris-
land?
wait! Wait! Christmas Land, they had the factory where they made the toys.
Right.
Right.
Right.